Okay.
I call this meeting to order
I thought it might have been you.
at 6:03 PM is when I call this meeting to order. Anyone from the floor want to give us a word? Give us a word of prayer.
Well, you get ready to speak right now.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Dear gracious Father, we just first come just to say thank you. We thank you, Lord, that you've blessed us back to this place again to be able to meet. Dear God, we just ask that you just abide with us in this meeting. Bless those that when they leave and get back home, everything is decent and in order. Dear God, we just thank you for blessing this community. I ask that you just bless each family member that is present here tonight. Dear God, just help us always to guide and direct us in the right way. Dear God, this is our prayer. Amen. Next, we'll have the roll call from the officers.
Here. Donna, here, Matt, here, William, here, Ingrid.
Present. Let the minutes reflect that a quorum of officers are present and we'll proceed. I need a motion and a second from the floor to use the sign-in sheet as the official roll call for the members tonight. Motion by Tony, second by Vicky Dan. To use the sign-in sheet as the official roll call for the members tonight. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Next on the agenda, we'll have the reading of the minutes. Tony. No, not Tony.
Tony Grace. Good evening, everyone. Shakota Indian Community Meeting Monday, September 13th, 2021, 6:00 PM. Meeting called to order at 6:01 PM by Mildred Burkhalter, invocation given by Rosie Hughes. Roll call, all officers present except for Malia. Malia entered meeting at 6:07 PM. Motion to use sign-in sheet as roll call by Charlotte Lee, second by Pat Longcrier, motion carried. Reading of minutes by Ansel Harper, motion to approve minutes as read by Martha Armstrong, second by Homer Dan, motion carried. National Council representatives, none. Creek Nation representatives, none. Smoke shop report given by Christy Carr, community and CMD report given by Sue Henson. Motion to approve reports is read by Martha Armstrong, second by Barbara Lee, motion carried. Community issues, driveway at Smoke Shop number 2 has been paved. Motion by Virginia Draper to go to Branson, Missouri for Elders Trip, October 28th through November 1st, second by Lily Hill, motion carried. New business education resolution, motion by Martha Armstrong to approve education resolution, second by Vicky Dan, motion carried. 31 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain. Elder Youth Resolution, motion by Pat Longcrier to approve Elder Youth Resolution, second by Vicky Dan, motion carried. 31 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain. Community issues, motion by Barbara Lee to move $15,000 from Smoke Shop number 2 account to TCCU account, second by Homer Dan, motion carried. 31 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain. Announcements, Creek Nation primary election Saturday, September 18th, 7 to 7. Melons to be given away after meeting. Benediction given by Pat Longcrier. Adjourned by Virginia Draper, second by Vicky Dan, motion carried. Time of adjournment was at 6:52 PM.
You've heard the reading of the minutes coming from the last meeting. I need a motion and a second from the floor to approve the minutes. Motion by Vicky Dan, second by, is that Gaynell? Okay, Gaynell Warrior, your hand was the first one, went up back there. You're not Warrior now, but you're Gaynell Chandler, okay.
Vicky Dan motion.
Yes, and then second by Gaynell Chandler. It's been motion and second to approve the minutes. The floor is now open for any discussion. Any question on the minutes? If none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Next, item 5, National Council Representative, and I see one of our representatives back there.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see everybody. Tomorrow we have our LNC committee meeting. We have a few items that's on the agenda. We have a couple of assistant grants that we're going to help a couple of churches. It's on the agenda. Also, we have a resolution to submit a block grant to help with a housing urban development to prepare, prevent, and respond to COVID-19. That's the sponsor is Ms. Thomasina Hola Osborne. Also, a resolution for amending the procurement policy for the expenditure of Indian housing block grant funds. Ms. Osborne is also sponsoring that. Continue on with the tribal resolution to execute a separate memorandum of understanding with the counties of Oklahoma for maintenance of roadways and right-of-ways. There are several counties that's involved with that. We'll be discussing that, and that's kind of a just a memorandum of understanding what we'll go through. And once they get done with everything, they'll turn it back to we'll turn it back to the counties that's listed, and they're supposed to upkeep and provide maintenance on that also. Along with Muskogee Creek Nation approving the Indian Housing Block Grant for the Indian Housing American Rescue Plan Act of 221. Ms. Osborne is sponsored that also. And we have also an authorization for an appropriation for the Muskogee Art Market. Mark Randolph is sponsoring that. And creating a new subchapter 7, the MCN Floodplain Advisory Board. That's going to be the new board that's going to come up, and Mr. Charles McHenry also sponsored that. That's just what's on for tomorrow. And I know we have other questions, so I'll open it up. Yeah, I don't have any questions. Card. Anybody have any trouble with the application process?
No.
We was able to get that, kind of taken care of. The problem is the money or the cards coming in, whether you got them or not, or there was funding on it. Nobody has received any of that. I know, Chief, you might as well get up here. Because I know there's a lot of
Will any of these cards be coming in? We upload?
oh,
I apologize
Mhm.
before, and the chief can come in and
Mhm.
Representative Proctor. I had talked to Miranda
Carmen.
Carmen on several occasions. And what she has advised me, because I was getting calls, Denise was getting calls and so forth. And what has happened, the first and the second batch of cards that went out. And when they tried to load money to those cards, the amount exceeded what the system would allow them to load. And therefore it threw them into, I guess you say, a batch of cards or whatever else. And she said the ones that have not received your card should be the ones that should be worried. Because some of the cards got sent to different zip codes. If that was the case, then you need to call NetSpend, have them cancel that card and have them reissue the card. Some of them might come already loaded with the money on there, because it depends on how their office or whatever office that is loading the money on there. But if you were in that first and second batch, you getting your money is going to take I would say maybe a few days longer than the ones that gets it later. Because somehow that, they are only allowed to load 10 million to those cards in one batch. They were trying to load a large amount, 29 million to those first batches of cards, and it would not go. So that's what have delayed some of you in getting your card and the money. Yes,
You know what batch you're in.
Yeah.
well, you really don't, but if you haven't received your card, then you need to call NetSpend and find out if that card has been issued. If it has been issued, then it could have went to a wrong zip code. But if it has not been issued, then you probably were in that first batch and they're having to read. And I think the earlier that you got your application in was how that first and second batch came out. So that's how you probably are affected.
Yeah, I did mine first, then I did my sister's after me. She got hers before I haven't even got mine. She got hers and her money was already on hers when she got it.
Yeah, that's what she said.
So then whenever I called about mine at NetSpend and they were wanting all this information, I said, no, I can't give you that information.
Mhm.
I said, well, can you tell me? And they asked me what my name was and I told them. They said, well, they didn't have an application for me. That you need to call Creek Nation. So I tried to call Creek Nation. I was on hold for over 4 hours and still never got a hold of them. So I just gave up. And so then Thursday, I got an email telling me how much was on my card and then my card would be here pretty soon.
Mhm.
So I'm just hoping it'll be here soon.
Yeah. And she did say this week, hopefully by Wednesday, there would be more loaded. And I'm gonna hush and let the chief and the representative speak. But,
I wanted to ask a question.
do what now?
Before you stop, I wanted to ask a question.
Okay,
Hello?
so if you've got some kind of correspondence from NetSpend or whatever else, but you need to check your Muskogee Creek Nation Camp House portal to see if your application is in progress, if it's in a draft. If it's in a draft situation and there's something that you missed on there that you need to go back and recheck for it to go into either review. If it's in progress, that's the last step before your card actually is being issued and you receive it, and then the money will be either on there or it will be deposited within hopefully 48 hours after you receive the card.
You know, Netflix, it's cell phone number?
Not right offhand, I don't. I can text it to you later.
Okay.
All right. Do what now?
What if we need the next?
Okay, well, you got a phone, Tony? Oh, that's not Tony. Okay. Sorry, I apologize. Leave me, okay, yeah, write it down and I'll text it to you. And I know y'all kind of resemble, that's why I thought it was you. And hush, Tony, I'm picking on you. Okay? All right. Did you have a question, Howard?
That was the question I was
That
gonna
was the
ask.
question, okay.
I didn't know what the next thing was.
Okay. Everybody satisfied, Martha?
How long, like, I set mine in on the 9th. So time wise, what are you listening?
Well, I know that there's some have had their card and they were probably in that first batch. They received it. They have not had any funds deposited to that card yet, and they've had theirs like 10 days. But Miranda did say, look to this week, Tuesday or Wednesday. And if they're not on there, then my suggestion, she said too, would be to call NetSpend, have them cancel that card and reissue.
Also, I've been hearing that these cards are gonna be delivered by UPS. That's not right.
Or by FedEx, too. Some of them are staying by FedEx and they got their cards expedited and they still haven't got them. So I don't know.
Are they gonna be actually delivered by UPS or some type of carrier like that, other than the regular mail?
Well, I know that maybe there was 2 that I know of that had that done because they received their card. They found out it was sent to the wrong zip code. They canceled it. It was supposed to send it by UPS or FedEx so they could get it within a day or 2. As of now, they have not received that card, but that would be the only way, I believe, if they were reissued.
Well, what I can't understand is how did they get sent to the wrong address? How did they get wrong zip code? That's what I can't understand.
Because everybody puts their own information into the system, so how can they be wrong?
Well, I can't answer that.
I mean,
I'm gonna-
I'm
I'm asking it. So I'll let them answer that. I can't answer that question.
You know that answer, I don't.
Were you through with that?
Yeah.
There's probably a main one, yeah.
Hear me anyway.
Yeah.
They wanna hear about NetSpend. They just want to hear about this, and I understand because it's important.
It is.
And I know there's a lot of them that did receive, I mean, this is supposed to work with the card, you get your funding on there, and if you're eligible for any other funding, they were supposed to be able to reload that. And that's the whole concept of this. And there's just been a lot of issues and glitches, this kind of first time coming out, but hopefully we're working it out, and he'll have answers on why the glitches were there.
Oh, that works. Now, who's all required to call NetSpend? Who's trying to call NetSpend? Well, just who got email access? Everyone raise your hand. Okay, I say, just send me an email and I'll forward it to the staff, have them directly call you. Because NetSpend, you know, like I said, you may be on there and I'll have the staff directly call you.
Can we get your email?
No, yeah. D as in David, Hill, Hill, at MuskogeeNation.com.
Wonderful, thank you.
Just email me your situation, point of contact, and I'll have the staff call you. We'll help you out that way. Here's our NetSpend number. D Hill, DHILL, at MuskogeeNation.com. And here's the number chairperson gave me, 1-877-562 2235. And she has a number up here. And like Representative Proctor has said, you know, we're going through these issues. And there was a question, you know, how come the Cherokee's got all this out, you know, real quick? They had a 5 months head start than we did. You know, we had at least just a little bit over 2 months to get all this, and we knew there was going to be some glitches going on. But this is for the future, not just for this situation, but in the future when you apply for housing, social services, anything like that. Because I tried to explain some other communities. When we did our CARES funding last year, it was by paper. You know, the first 2 days I went over there, it was over 2,000. And it took probably 2 months to get where we're at today in what, 2 weeks? Just to give you an update, just kind of know where we're at here. And this was as of this morning. The cards that's been ordered, 16,358. Cards have been funded. This also means, okay, she's wrote that. Cards that have been funded is 10,736. The same ones people have approved CIP status. Now CIP is mean customer, we're certified investment program. Well, because I had a citizen call me this weekend, and both staff, Tracy and Tara, are working 7 days a week. And what happened, we had this one citizen spelled her name with 3 T's. So when that happens, when they enter that into that portal, it flagged them. Because per that Patriot Act, once that flags them, now we had to pay them by a check. because it threw a little flag and they had to investigate what it was. So we end up, that threw them back. So once we had to investigate what happened, we just had no choice because they wouldn't approve. Because you got to get approved by them first. And that's why a lot of the calls you're getting to verify whose information. Because if we got two individuals with the same name, they want to verify that's who it is. Make sure the roll number, the address, everything's correct. As of today, 4,513 cards that were ordered Friday, but do not update until CIP status. So that's how many we have still in status waiting. As of today, 31,012,000 have been funded on the cards. So you're right, the ones we send out are still waiting. They'll go out to them. We have 368 citizens have a rejected CIP status, and that's just what I explained. It kind of got rejected because of that wrong information.
Okay, so I have 14 for my home road, and it says, or the address goes to my application, but like, would hers be pending, supposed to be approved?
Be pending. And I'll tell you right now, at one time, we had about 1,200, we reported to the council, we had 1,200 citizenship waiting paperwork. Now it's up to almost 4,000. And they're just getting them day by day. Even during the holidays, I approved them to work during the holidays. And a lot of them came in because they wouldn't get no phone calls. And they done quite a bit just in that one day. And which, that's expected. They're going to call citizenship. Where's my, enroll number or whatever. But they're working hard as they can. We actually had one employee that worked there over 10 years, got on the phone, got cussed at, got hollered at. That individual ended up quitting. We're losing employees like that, and just trying to tell everyone to be patient, that the employees are just there trying to help. But when they get cussed and hollered at, they just, one of them said, that's enough. I just can't take it. An employee we had over 10 years, that. So we're just asking everyone just to be patient with it. And which she is right. She explained it pretty good on what they said. Next week or next month, if you want me to, I can have someone come in and explain. Is there any other questions? I'll just give it.
Will the vaccination considered be applied to these cards?
It'll be on that same card. That's what we're telling everybody. Don't throw it away. It'll be on the same, it'll be on the card.
Is there a date?
Now I'm kind of going through the same process.
Yeah.
Unless,
Yeah, she said the vaccination, if you send that information in, those will not be processed until the end of October. And at that time, they'll go on your card if you've received your card and everything's in good standing.
the best way I tried to explain it, after Thanksgiving, what's that next day? Friday is Black Friday. So if you're in Tulsa at the stoplight, everyone just jammed in, and that's what happened. We had over 16,000 sign up on that Thursday because most of them thought that was a deadline, not knowing that you can apply afterwards. We still got till 2024 to pay the 2,000 to every citizen. Because some of them said they waited a week, 2 weeks. They said they got in 5 minutes, no problem at all. It's just everyone was stopped there at the stoplight waiting for that green light, then they can get in. And that's what's happening. Everyone's calling. We have over 4, I think they're going to hire 2 more just for the phone calls, just try to answer the phone calls. Because at one time we had over 900 that had called in trying to answer those. We had, I think Tracy had mentioned just a bit over 2,000 of emails that they're trying to track every day. So and a lot of them may email 6, 7 times. That's what they're noticing. They're just emailing again. So we're trying to answer all of them. Did you have your hand? Okay.
So is there less staff in that area for blind persons?
I'm sorry.
Is there less staff in that area for blind persons?
The staff is really, we're not using social services or anyone. We had to hire individuals. There, I think 20 something that's doing all the application. We had 4 answering the phone, but I think they hired some more this week. That was interviewing, and we're going to open up an office space in Tulsa, so we can, because we're just out of space. I mean, Second speaker can contest to that. We're just out of space everywhere. Actually, the building that we have them housed at, we had to get more electric because we was, just so much on the line that it was blowing the breaker. So we had to add more electric. So, I mean, they're just doing the best they can.
Did I understand someone say that on the vaccination, we have to fill out another application?
Once you go in the camp house, you know how you got on that little bar you clicked on? The incentive for the vaccine shot, same way. You just click on that and fill that out. I'm sorry. You may, I'll start saying, yeah.
Yeah.
If you got,
I help you.
there you go, right there. That was an easy one.
Yeah, that's good.
Is there any other question?
So you said the ones that probably done first, should already have in money.
Some of them, unless they had a problem with their CIP, just making sure all the verification and information is correct. And that's what's going to push everyone back. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay if we leave, you trying to fall asleep.
Yeah, am I that boring?
No.
No. Yeah. Okay. Boy, that's the first that's ever happened to me. Usually you only see that in church, Except when I'm falling asleep.
Can I go on my fall asleep?
No, you gotta stay here. You gotta stay here. But I'm gonna go ahead and make it quick. I know Okmulgee's having their meeting, so I've been trying to make it to there. I did that the other night. I went to Eufaula, then I went straight to Welika. So just to update everybody. Hey, this made 30 in a row. Ain't it? Doing good.
Good job.
I'll just make it real quick. With the last month since I've been here, I had several meetings with different mayors, Mayor of Tulsa, Okmulgee, Bristow, they're always wanting to work together. So we've been having different meetings, and one of the subjects that come up in Bristow or Tulsa is always trying to work together, trying to expand what we're doing. So I'm gonna try to get a hold of the mayor here in Shakota and Eufaula, trying to talk to them too. Because I talked to the mayor, it's been probably a year and a half, he's wanting to try to do something here, work together, do something here in Shakota. So I need to set up a meeting with him. Yeah, he's got my number. September 18th, did anyone attend the First American Museum? If not, please. It's a, a museum that, talks about the history of all the Native people here in Oklahoma, come back on Trail of Tears. It's even got a picture of him up there. So if you want to throw darts, whatever, draw a mustache,
They do that here.
Yeah. And also, I think I talked to y'all last time, we're trying to do a language immersion school. So we've stayed in contact with Chief Sneed from the Eastern Band Cherokee, trying to get his, we got his budget and going through, we're supposed to have a meeting last month to go visit with him, but that's when the COVID positive case kind of went up. So we kind of hold off on that, but we're still pursuing that, trying to protect and preserve the language. So we're definitely pursuing that. Had also had a meeting with Senator Roger Thompson. He's running again. He's wanting, discuss what he can do. One of the main things that keeps coming up is this McGirt ruling. He understands that local law enforcement are not willing to work with us, and we knew that was going to happen. That wasn't a favorable thing for them, the ruling, but it is. We went from 39 up to 62 cross deputization. And that's a lot of discussion. I was actually at the Sovereignty Symposium today. That was one of the main subjects we talked about. Myself, Chief Baden, Chief Hoskin was up there. Governor Anthony did by Zoom, but we all explained what the Supreme Court ruling meant. The governor's been playing hardball and not wanting to work with us, but we're trying to work around them. We're just doing what we can, just do what we need to do. And we showed them the positive side. You almost got a three-force, the county, the city, and Creek Nation. And we are still shorthanded. We did, I think, over 30, something that they had to hire. But one of the main things I think I discussed before was like our budget. we're getting real close to being that to you, second speaker, but one of the things we noticed when we go through the budget, kind of touched on last time, was have the directors and managers come in, let's go through your budget, see what we can do to clean it up. One of the things we noticed that when they had like supplies, I'm just giving an example, they may have had 20,000 in their supplies, only used like 8 or 9. So I told them, put it at 10,000, what your actual is, and use the other 10, give your employees a raise. Because one of the things I got in, I want to do a salary and wage comparison to the other tribes and other federal governments, and we are low paid. And that's what's happening. The ICWA case that we got, we submitted legislation last year with the council, and they approved it to hire like 40 more individuals, caseworkers. And that's what's happening. They can actually go somewhere else and work for, you know, the DHS, get more money. And you can't blame them. You know, you want to work where you get paid and what you're worth, and we're not up to that level. So most of the departments have done that, increase or decrease and increase where their salary should be, give everyone up to where they should be. Light Horse is another example. You know, initially we had 40 that we're supposed to hire. We may hire 5, but we may lose 1 or 2 because they're going to other departments, you know, Choctaw and Cherokee, you know, because they're paying them more. Like I said, you're going to go where you get the money. So that's one of the areas that definitely that's impacted us through this McGirt, this Supreme Court ruling, that we got to keep our employees. I mean, our turnovers, and especially in the Children and Family Services and the Light Horse, you know, and we've outgrown ourselves from last 10 years. I took the council, several of them, to Choctaw Nation, because I'm pursuing the same master plan that Chief Floyd had, but we're just going to have to go up, you know, as far as we don't have the land base. So we're going to have to build them buildings, go up to, you know, to provide that service to our citizens and just have a one-stop. You know, you pull up to this one building, social services, TANF, election board, citizenship board, everything just one stop. So especially if you're an elder, you don't want to travel to building. So we're just going to have one stop. And we're almost finalizing the final legislation to present to council. And they seem to like the headquarters at Choctaw Nation. So, but if we was down there south to get all that revenue from gaming, you know, that's where Choctaw and Chickasaw they're right there on the border of down Texas, and they get all the people from that way. But other than that, Wednesday, I do have another meeting with Governor Anatobi from Chickasaw Nation to discuss the federal listening roundtable, basically the same thing on the McGirt, to discuss that. And a lot of attorneys attended that today, and they was all in agreement. You know, what can we do to help the tribes? They understand the struggles we're going through with Governor Stitt. You know, it's going to be a battle, whatever we do with him. There's other legislation that we're going to present to council, and, you know, with this Supreme Court ruling, you know, that commission that we put together last year, we sent all the recommendations to the council, their report, March, I think beginning of March. So now we got different group that we hired to, we're just having to change a lot of codes. And we did one on the, I think the tag last week or last month, and just different things that we're doing. It's just kind of taking time, you know. That was one of the things that was mentioned today. You know, the state had this for 113 years. You know, this is, since we've had it, they expect us to fix it overnight. It's going to take time. But, you know, we just want to focus on the positive side of what this Supreme Court ruling could help and how we help. Because I mentioned to attorneys today and everyone that was there, except the governor, he was supposed to be sitting right beside me, but a month and a half ago, he declined. He said he had other business to take care of. So that's probably a good thing for him. I didn't want to reach back. I probably wouldn't have done it anyway, but, you know, that's some of the things he don't understand, how we help around the communities, you know, the schools, fire departments, police department. I know the council, when I was on the council, they had a program for the fire department, police department, the schools. They just don't know all the roads and bridges that we build, help fund. You know, the government just don't understand how much we help, you know, the economic development that we've brought, even in the city of Okmulgee. The mayor is just happy. He's wishing that the police department in Okmulgee and Okmulgee County will work with us. Because the jail agreements that we have, they've increased. We used to pay around 59, 49, I think. Then they moved it up to $69 a night for each inmate that we have in there. We get charged for that regardless if they're Creek, if there are any Native Americans within our jurisdiction, we gotta pay for that. And we're gonna be at almost 4 million in 1 year. So they've really taken advantage. And I've voiced that concern to Senator Langford and Congressman Mullins too, and they understand. But they just don't know why the governor is just not working with us. And we're gonna have that, he's actually intertribal just last week, back in 2019, not knowing, he was saying he was Cherokee, that he was going to support all the tribes. Then wasn't very long he was in office, he started doing the gaming lawsuit. They had passed a resolution in support of Governor Stitt when he first got in office. So I resent that resolution last month, presented to the tribal leaders, said, I want to rescind this resolution back. So it passed unanimous that we don't support the governor. So he may got a little mad after that, but we got to stand our ground too. But other than that, I'm gonna have a meeting Friday with the council rep and some of the departments on these grave house. How many traditional people still build the graves on top of the little house that's on the grave? So some of them still do that. So we're going to discuss that on how, because with the lumber costs and everything, it's just tough on everyone. Other than that, that's really, I'll just make it short. I miss anything? Or you awake? Take a picture. Is there any question? I know I went pretty quick.
I have one more question. When you gave us your email address, what information do you use?
What problems you have? If you ain't got your card, the status of your card, whatever you need, you send it to me.
Okay.
If you need Daryl's number or whatever. Okay.
I have a question.
Who am I speaking with?
This is Sue Hug Hart. I'm online on Zoom.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, because we had these big storms last night, are there still any funds available for sellers?
Yes, we are so swamped with seller. I think, what's the most we can get? 19, almost 20 a year. Actually, my risk management person, Bobby Howard, is working with FEMA. And we just got it, hopefully we get approved to where we can get almost, I think, over 400-something thousand to build sellers. So once we get that approved, we're going to go through that program as well. They'll be offered to the citizens, but that's not defined yet. Once we get approved, I'll definitely reach out to second speaker, Proctor, or if I don't attend the meeting, we'll post that out. And once we do, we'll post it out on our Facebook page.
Okay, thank you.
Unless we can get approval for more funding, we can build some.
Arbor care. I've been trying to for over a year to get trees cut down on my property. And we got so close, like a week away, and then the ice storm hit this year. And then they told me, oh, you're number 66, you might get taken care of by next year. That's because they need to have enough trucks and people to cut things down. Why can't y'all fund them some new trucks?
We did, I think last year, didn't we get a new truck?
They said it was down with one truck, and that's it.
Got two now, should have two. Should have two. We never thought when we first done that, the Arbor Care, that it would grow that quick. And it has. What was your name?
Martha Armstrong.
What's your number?
918-617-0203.
Okay. Is there anyone else?
I have two young Native Americans living in my house. And there I can, help with my, students, besides those services.
Have you applied for the ERA,
I don't know if that is.
the emergency renewal system? Because sometimes they'll help you in different areas where you can, money that you're using now for them, or social services.
I gotta help my rent, if they can't help me again, so my gas got cut off, my rent's gonna be cut off tomorrow.
Well, this emergency assistance program is like 12 years. You're allowed up to 7,000.
Who do I need to talk to tomorrow?
Give me your name. I haven't reached out to you.
My name is Tony, T-O-N-I-E, Grayson, Grayson.
Not related to Eli, are you?
No,
Okay,
I'm gonna share you.
I'm just teasing. Phone, you got a phone number?
Well, I don't have a phone, so
What's the best way to contact?
I'm on my son's phone number. It's 918
Uh-huh.
319
319
319 4487.
4487. And what's your son's name?
Tyler Horn.
Tyler? Yeah, I haven't reached out to you tomorrow. And yours is Arbor Care. Hey, I know Daryl's got a chainsaw. Yeah. Oh, he got boots on and everything. He's ready. Anyone else? No. Well, if I can't answer them, you got someone that can. There's not even one question.
My card.
I'm gonna head to Moby.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Appreciate
And,
you coming.
You got my number?
I do, yes, yeah.
You can give it to me, also.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I will ask, where are we on our project, our resolution? Bill? Okay. Okay. Yeah, but there's only 2 changes.
I thought he had a shirt on backwards. If there's any questions or anyone that you want to see from the department next month, contact Mildred and she'll contact me and I'll make sure they show up. Anything you want to know.
Thank you.
All right. Turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we're now down to item 7 on reports. Again, thank you Representative Proctor and Chief Hill for being with us tonight. Next is the smoke shop report, and Christie's not here tonight because she's ill. And I'm going to read the report. This is on smoke shop number 1. Maybe I can. Total income was $169,164. Total purchases was $159,506.51. Total expenses was $26,350.34. Total profit for the month, $3,590.15. We're here. Smoke shop number 2. Total income was $164,387.44. Total purchases was $146,047.59. Total expenses was $12,924.32 for a net profit of $21,139.48. Next, we'll have the community report.
Good evening. Okay, for the community, our total income for September was $26.52. And our expense was $3,665.59 with a minus $4,089.07. Savings, we have $21,301.67. Our CMD funds, our operation expense was $3,447.13. Our net income was a minus $41,911.95. And our savings, we have $86.22. Thank you.
You've heard the report coming from the smoke shop and the community and the CMD fund. I need a motion and a second to approve. Motion by Martha Armstrong, second by Celeste Lee, not Celeste, Barbara. Okay, I'll get you straight here in a minute. Barbara Lee. It's been motion and second. Is the floor is now open up for discussion. Any question? If not, all in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Next, we're down to old business elders trip. Do you want me to? Everybody received the information that Donna passed out. No, you didn't get a sheet. Well,
Did
Are you
anybody that's a
pleased?
senior not get a copy of that? Okay,
I did.
so is there enough around that we could share? Is anybody got one? I'll make some copies.
Martha, are you for the trip? If they agree,
I don't know right now.
okay, okay, all right. Okay, this was, I think, the last meeting, majority of the body voted to go to Branson. And I think those dates were, was it the end of October? It was the end of October through the 1st of November of something like that. But anyway, the company keeps changing the dates because they said the dates that we were wanting, there would not be any buses available. So they moved the date out to November 15th through the 19th. And that is a trip to Branson. For those that don't have a sheet, I'm going to read it and we'll try to make you a copy if you want one. Depart Chakota at 8 a.m. Going to eat lunch in Branson. It's on your own. Attraction there would be the Titanic Museum. Then we're going to check into the hotel, dinner on your own. And then the evening show will be with Clay Cooper. Day second, shopping and free time bus shuttle to Outlet Mall or Branson Landing. And at that evening, it would be the Dixie Stampede in the evening for dinner and for show. And that's paid by, or would be paid by the community. Day 3 would be the noon lunch cruise and the show on the Showboat Branson Belle. And the evening show will be that evening with Andy Williams' Ozark Mountain Christmas show. Day 4, attraction on the way home, possible options would be to tour the College of the Ozark in Branson, Top of the Rock at Big Cedar Lodge, Branson, Lambert's Cafe, home of the Throne Rolls in Ozark, or the Fort Smith attraction and lunch. Drive home. Oh, and I totally forgot Richard, I'm sorry. I'll hush up here in just a minute. You can come up and do your presentation. I'm sorry. I had you down here on my sheet. I just hadn't looked at it yet. But anyway, that's the elders trip. So the question is, do you want to proceed with these dates, proceed with the location? Or do you want to postpone it and go after the first of the year, probably in March sometime? If you decide on it tonight, they haven't given us a price yet of what the total cost would be. So if it get approved, then Donna can call them and tell the lady to get started on it. Hello, okay, I'm sorry, Teresa.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been motioned and second to approve the trip for November 15th through the 19th. Is that what everybody understand?
Yes.
Okay, all right. It's been motioned and second, all in favor of that and second by Tony Fields. Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Any abstain? Motion carried. I believe we won't have a price of what it's actually going to cost, and probably we can bring it up in the November meeting, but since you've already agreed, if it comes out ever how many dollars, then we're going to tell them to go ahead and go with it, and then you'll just approve that amount in the November meeting. So we'll leave it at that. So, okay, community issues, anything under community issues?
Mildred, just for discussion,
Yes,
I need to take my name off because the way that falls, it's during the work week and I'm not completely retired. So I just don't want to spend that money because I was on the count.
okay,
Thank you.
okay, sorry. Okay. Update what? Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do an updated list anyway, but we'll just go ahead and exclude your name off since you said to. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right. Okay, at this time, if there's nothing under community issues, I'm gonna allow, Okay. It's actually, yeah, it's actually, in a sense, 1 day traveling to get there and then 1 day traveling to get, it's actually 5. But I think it starts on that, what, Tuesday, Donna?
Yes.
It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and come back that Saturday. Well,
It's on that paper, it's what's included.
okay. Yes,
Are you still under community issues?
yes.
Whatever happened to your idea about the storm, Howard 150?
Well, that kind of fell under the rug. We tried and we tried and we tried, but AJ and Representative Proctor was not able really to kind of pull that through to get us funding to go ahead and buy it. They did mention that once the nation decided maybe to do something with Fountainhead Lodge, then that might be something that they could possibly look at that time, but you know, it could be, I noticed it the other day and it's not, haven't sold yet, so I don't know what the deal is behind it, but we were not able to get the funding to do that. Did we call for a vote that last on the Branson trip? We did, right?
Okay, so thing says 15 through the 19th. It said it started on the Tuesday.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just said that. I wasn't looking at, I don't have a calendar, so I was just,
On Monday.
okay. Okay, so it's Monday through Friday. Is that gonna be a problem with some? Okay. Well, we're gonna go with it, and as I say, if the creek don't rise and the good Lord don't snuff us out, then that's what we're going to stick with. And at this time, I'm gonna stop and let Richard, you're with the council office now, right? I'm gonna let you come up and do whatever, say whatever you need to say. Good evening to you.
Madam Chair, I don't have much to add to the things the chief and Representative Proctor mentioned about the ARPA program, but just I have an announcement basically. Hopefully at this point, there are no citizens that have not applied for ARPA. Hopefully everybody's got to start, whatever status your application may be at, hopefully everybody has applied. Now, if you know of somebody that has not, then I myself waited for an in-person event just to kind of test it as a senior. And so I could say to other seniors that might be out there left in the cold, well, wait for one of these field events and go in person, and you can have somebody fill it out for you in person on the spot. Now, again, probably 90% of our people, toughed it out online and did it that way, or you had a relative help you and you did it. But just in case you have not, or somebody that has not, the nation is having ARPA outreach events. And so I went to Holdenville last week, and there are probably 40 seniors down there in Holdenville waiting for the doors to open 11 o'clock, the Holdenville Community Center, to get in line, give their documentation to a person, and have their application completed. So Oklahoma City, that was the same day. In the afternoon, I went there. At least that many people and more in Oklahoma City wanting help with their application. Now, I hate to speak for the staff, the team that's actually filling these out, but I would say if you have need to make a trip to Okmulgee for some other reason, and you have time to go to the Okmulgee Elder Nutrition Center, the ARPA outreach team is going to be doing the same field event, in-person application, tomorrow from 11 to 2. So if you know somebody, like I said, that still has not gotten started on this, that's what this event is designed for. People walk in with their documents and do it in person. Now, like I said, I hate to obligate this team with any more work, but what I was about to say was if you have business you could take care of in Okmulgee anyway, and some of you are mentioning problems with cards, your application at this point, you could have somebody talk to somebody about your application, what status you have gotten back, and just in person say, hey, can you follow up with this? Give me an update, haven't heard anything, gave up after 4 hours on the phone, never got to talk to anybody. You could talk to somebody in person tomorrow between 11 and 2 at the Okmulgee Elder Nutrition building. So that's right behind the 2-story housing building, back in that addition there. So just wanted to mention this as an announcement. And the field events are kind of happening as they can get out away from Okmulgee, but tomorrow it's in Okmulgee. So I'll leave this with Mildred. And if anybody, wants to take advantage of this, again, it's from 11 to 2 tomorrow at the Elder Nutrition Center. And good luck, hopefully, again, all your families applied, but if this was a chance to talk to somebody about following up with an issue you have, might be a good opportunity. All right, Moto.
Thank you, Richard. nothing else on the old business community issues, we'll move on to new business. And as Richard said, if you need help, I would suggest taking advantage of that tomorrow. But there are some other dates that, when I was in that meeting last Friday, that was given. And there's going to be about 7 more dates that they're going to meet in different communities through November 9th to assist with the ARPA application. And if you want to know some of those dates, you're not able to go to Ogmulgee, then I'll give you some dates that I have on here. Next is under new business, item number 1, audit, Hinkle and Company. You know, every year at the end of, when the year closes, September 30th, we always have to do an audit of the community in our enterprises, Smoke Shop 1 and Smoke Shop 2. So we have hired Hinkle and Company to do the audit for this year as well. And the cost will be somewhere around an estimate of about $12,000. So I need a motion and a second to approve to pay Hinkle and Company an estimated $12,000. Motion by Vicky Dan, second by Tony Fields, to approve the audit for Hinkle and Company with a cost of $12,000 estimate. The floor is open for discussion. If not, all in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Next, item number 2, you know, a couple of months ago or whatever else, we got rid of some of the office furniture, chairs out of Denise's office, and we were going to go more with something that was much easier to keep clean and with the conditions that's happening now. So we wanted to start looking at some furniture for the office. We'll need about 4 computer chairs to replace those old chairs in the computer office in there. We'll need 6 office chairs. That's 2 for the front office, 2 for Denise's office, and 2 in Scott's office in there. And then we're going to look at getting 2 more long ottomans, something similar to those 2 long ones out here in the hallway to kind of complete that area. So we're looking at, this is kind of pricing it kind of high, but we want to make certain that we have enough of money to do that. And this will come out of the CMD funds. We'll get our first reimbursement on October 15th for the first $20,000. So this is an estimated $6,000 is what we want to kind of look at. Like I'm saying, is that's just a ballpark figure. It's not what we're going to spend, but we can be allowed to buy the furniture. Need a motion and a second to approve purchase of the furniture. Motion by, help me, Fish, I know. Sonny Fish. Okay, and second by who? Tony Fields. Do what? The floor is now open up for discussion. Any discussion on the furniture? Okay, if not, all in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Item number 3, OU Native American Appreciation. I was contacted by Jeff Brinkley, who is the kind of the business season and group ticket sales at OU. So on November 20th, they are having, it'd be OU versus Iowa State. And that is going to be Native American Appreciation Game. And I was going to ask you tonight if that's a trip you would be interested in, but realizing that the elders that go on that Branson trip, you can't go. No, I'm just kidding. That's going to be a push for you, that if you get back that day, then you turn around and then the OU game is the next day. He did not have the time yet when it will actually start, but hopefully it'll be in the evening. because he said the TV stations are the one that usually set the time, and they usually set that time by 1 week before the game. So we won't know what time it'll be. It may be 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But I have contacted Creek Nation about rental of one of their buses. It's a 56 passenger bus. So if anyone is interested, then we'll have a sign up sheet up here tonight, but it'll be for the elders and middle age. If you want to go, the tickets are $80 a piece. So you just have to pay me your $80. No, I'm just kidding. The community will pay for the ticket if you're wanting to go. If we send about 55 people, that's just a round figure right there at $80 a ticket. It'll cost the community about $4,400. And we would also include $500 to buy your meal once the game is over, or snacks or whatever else, but that would have to be probably approved for a package of about $5,000 to the OU game. If that's something you're interested in. If you're not, and you're not an OU fan and you don't like football, then we're not going to worry about it. I need feedback. Do you want to go? Don't want to go? Don't even want to think about it?
I have no OU fans out there.
Yeah, we wanna go, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a Native American appreciation game. You know, and those tickets are usually much higher, and the way he talked, we should have a good section. I don't know if there will be other, you know, Indian communities there or any other tribes from the state that will be there, but if Chakotah wants to go and represent, then that's what we'll do. And Malia will have a sheet up here where you can sign up. So if you're interested, I need a motion and a second from the floor. Okay, it's been a motion and second that we attend the OU Native American Appreciation Game November 20th. 55 people, $80 each, and the cost would be about $5,000. And where we want to take that money from.
That sounds like a good idea, but I don't think we're gonna do it.
So do you want to take it out of one of the savings? Okay, does it matter which savings? We have one at First Family. Huh? Well, I don't want to talk too loud while the chief was here, but anyway. Yes. You know, and I didn't say anything about the elder stipend. When you go on a trip to Branson, we'll bring that back next month. But right now there's $9,681 in that account. And you remember we started out with the $300, was it, Pat? And each month we've been putting $1,000 in that account to kind of help on an elders trip or something at some point. So here we are. We can either use that, divide that up and add more to it, but we'll talk about that next month on that. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you there's $9,681.98 in the elders account. In Armstrong special account, this is like a little savings. There's $11,574 in that one. In the operation account for the community, there's $21,241.77. And smoke shop, this is the loan fund. And this is the fund, if you remember, that we pay our loan that we built the smoke shop number 2 with, but we decided to put $1,000 back every month in a separate account. Right now, that account has over 29,000 in it. Well, let me go a little further. Okay. Tulsa Teachers Credit Union, we have $134,014 in that account. And Smoke Shop number 1, we have $136,170.99. In the Texana Smoke Shop number 2, we have $143,061.37. In the First Family Credit Union, we have $176,015.36. And BOK, we have $222,172.16. So. Out of which one? Well, right now, the BOK has the most in it. We have to go to Eufaula to do that. Well, I was thinking, you know, when we do the elders trip, we might come back on that one. But, well, if you want to, take it out of the First Family Credit Union, okay. Or the Tulsa Teachers Credit Union, that's in Muskogee. No, you go to Muskogee on that one. Okay, so which one? So you're saying that we take that 5,000 out of the Tulsa Teachers Credit Union? And this is for the OU football. Okay, is that included in your motion? Okay. Okay, is everybody satisfied with the money to come out of the Tulsa Teachers Credit Union and just include that in on our motion without having to amend that motion?
That's all right with me. We don't go like the rest of y'all. We all-
Okay. Any feedback? Everybody satisfied with that? Okay, then the $5,000 for the OU football game will come out of the Tulsa Teachers Credit Union account. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Don't sign up tonight. Can you call back later?
For the OU,
Yeah.
probably can, Denise, but it's a first come, first serve, only 55 seats. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I said it would be from 18 up to 110. If there's anybody in here that's 110 and they're able to go. Okay. Okay, next is the emergency management plan, and every year we have to do that. We've had a little bit of bad weather the last day or so, and we're needing to update this plan. Let's see, and I don't have it. Can you see it over there, Malia? Oh, it's up under that. You know, we had, you walk with them glasses on and limp too, so get off balance. This is the shelter plan and the emergency plan that we have to update every year, and this is for the Creek Nation. And we have to have at least three people that is designated to open up the shelter during a disaster, and that, in other words, we would have to open up the building in case of an emergency, a power outage or something, that we would be able to serve the community members or whatever. And we had on that Renee has already left. But we had Renee Armstrong, Homer Dan, and Lisa Manley. Graham Manley. Lisa Cheek. Barnett, okay. Lisa, you're Barnett now? Okay. So the only one that I can't ask is Renee Armstrong. So Homer and Lisa, do you, huh? No?
I've got me some more responsibility.
Okay, so I need 3 people.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't never hear it, but I'll do it.
Okay. Okay, I need 2 more. I need 2 more.
Sunny Pitch.
Now, we won't, in other words, if there's an emergency and these 3 people are called and they're on the list, one of y'all gonna have to respond. So don't throw it to somebody that you know, and I'm not saying any one of you are irresponsible, that's not what I'm saying. But you have to realize that the task and the responsibility that you're going to be given. It ain't, I'm sleepy, it's 11 o'clock at night, I can't get up and whatever, that's not what we want. Huh? Yeah. So. Anyone else? What do you do?
Yeah,
I mean, do you have an immediate phone? You have to have a phone
yeah.
to be called that you need to come over and open up the building in case of you're certified CPR. Mhm. I mean, I'm not disputing that. I'm just surprised. Yeah, that's good. No, I didn't mean I was surprised that you had went, no, I don't mean it as a anything derogatory, Tony. That's good. I used to be certified, but I'm not now. Yeah. Anyone? Well, then maybe we have to call somebody that's not here to be on it. And also the person that would be responsible for serving the meals. We had B. Dan was on there and she's no longer with us. Rosie Hughes was on there. You still want to keep your name? Okay. And Martha Armstrong, and she left. Anyone else? Well, then I may have to put somebody's name in that. Okay. There'll have to be someone to do the laundry. Anyone want, huh? And we have to have a manager on duty. Lisa. Rosie. Okay, and there'll also have to be a couple of people for maintenance. May just have to volunteer some people into that. And the person that I guess is to do the accounting part of it for timesheets and receipts and debris crew, that's probably be Malia. But anyway, that's pretty well what we had, but I'll have to find at least 2 more people to fill the, to open up the shelter and at least and that's it, I guess. 2 more people just for the, and then 1 for maintenance, the laundry and the cooking. Well, the cooking is covered. I guess I may have to be up here doing laundry. But anyway, we'll get that filled out. Okay, next on the agenda is smoke shop number 1 and smoke shop number 2. We have a couple of resolutions, and this is where you're gonna have to keep your hand up. Because you know, when we get over 100,000 in these smoke shop accounts, we would like to transfer them into one of our savings accounts. And the first one is smoke shop number 1. Right now, they have 136,170.99, and we want to move 10,000 of that to Tulsa Teachers Credit Union and 10,000 to First Family Credit Union, and both of these are savings. Motion by Pat and second by Joyce to move 10,000 out of smoke shop number 1, 10,000 to Tulsa Teachers Credit Union, 10,000 to First Family Credit Union, for a total of 20,000. And to smoke shop number 2, it's at $143,061. We want to move 30,000 to First Family Credit Union. Okay, so it's been motion and second to approve this, so I need to call for the smoke shop number 1, where we're moving 10,000 to Tulsa Teachers Credit Union. Get my notes straight here. Oh, is it? Okay, I'll get it. It's just a little note. So thank you for telling me. Hmm. Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand, but keep them up so they can get a count. And we'll do it all, both of these in one swat. How many?
12, 16, 28.
Okay. Okay, any opposed? Any abstain? Huh? Zoom, yeah, call, on the Zoom.
Yes, I vote yes.
Okay,
I'm always yes unless I say I oppose.
okay, I hear you, Jeremiah. Okay, Sue? Are you there, Sue? Okay, she's on. So we've got 2 more added to the yes. So we've got 30 for, 0 against, 0 abstain. Motion carried on both resolutions. Next, any community issues? Anything under community issues? Oh, I had another announcement. Yeah. We're just traveling bugs this time. On October the 29th, elders, because we didn't know if this other one was going to pass, so I have a bus reserved for October 29th and a bus reserved for November 20th to OU at Norman. But the October 29th trip will be the Telemina Scenic Byway Drive. And Malia will have a sign-up sheet for that tonight. We'll tour that. And then we'll probably eat afterwards somewhere in between. That's down going towards Tellahene. Yeah. And the actual cost for the bus, this is just an estimate. He couldn't give me an exact price. He was supposed to email that to me and I didn't check my email before I left home. The bus for October 29th will cost estimated $823. And November 20th, the OU Norman will cost about $966. That includes the bus, gas, the driver. So I need a motion to approve these two dates and approve these two prices for the Muskogee Creek Nation Transportation Bus. Motion by Virginia, second by Homer to approve. Any discussion? $823 for October 29th. And November 20th, $966. And it's still 55 on that bus, yes. First 55 sign up unless we have some cancellation. If we sign up over 55 people and somebody cancel, then that 56 person just bumps up into one of the positions. The October 29th will come out of CMD funds.
And you said that trip is just for elders also?
Yes, to tell them that the one November 20th to OU is for mid-age up. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. I guess that's the end of our business part of it. Any announcements? Don't forget the election this time in November, because we won't meet again until election time, and that election date is November the 6th. There's October 13th, which is a couple of days from now. That's the deadline for absentee requesting an absentee ballot, 5 p.m. on October 13th. October 18th, they're going to mail out the absentee ballot. October 26th is your in-person voting deadline. November 3rd and 4th is the general election in early voting. November 6th would be your general regular election, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that'll be here. Okay, and that's about it. I know the the ARPA on the plan. Richard said they would be at Okmulgee tomorrow. On the 14th, they'll be at Wetumpka. The 21st at Bristow. 26th would be at Dewar. The 28th, they'll be in Tulsa. November 2nd, they'll be at Twin Hills. November 4th, they'll be at Okemah. November 9th, they'll be at Glenpool. If you have any questions, you missed a date or something come up before then, and you need to visit with one of them. That's all we have for tonight. And before Al and Ray leave, did Ray leave already? Oh, okay. I have something for you to give to him as well to you. We talked about these, and these two young men, I call them the Bruner twins. they're always very helpful when we ask them to do anything at the meetings. They load, they pick up, they pack and do whatever and help the elders out and help those that cannot help themselves out with something we're giving away. So the officers has a little bit of something we want to give to you tonight before you leave. I left it on my sun blind in the car, so I didn't have time to go back out and get it, but just give me a minute and I'll get it for you. But we appreciate all that you help us with. Yes. Okay, and I do have, if you need to know where the election precinct polling sites are, I have a sheet for that. If you need to look at where you need to vote, if you're in somewhere. If not, we need a motion and a second to adjourn, and we'll have a closing prayer and we're out of here. Oh, and we do have some Halloween candies, and we didn't give away anything tonight because we know we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, that we'll have some nice things for you that you'll surely enjoy. So we're saving the best for last tonight. Tonight we're getting by cheap, but anyway, we appreciate all of you for coming and wish you a blessed and safe travel home. No, we can do that next meeting. We'll sign up for the ham and turkey and the Thanksgiving stuff next meeting. We've got too many sheets up here tonight going. So we've got the OU trip, and then we've got the Telemini, whatever. Drive, and then the Branson trip we're going to do over. So we need you to sign those. We'll put it on this table over here. Yes.
So it's 3 different things.
3 different things. You've got the Branson, you've got the Telemina Drive, and then you have the OU. Okay. It's all clear as mud. Anyone want to give us a closing prayer? I need a motion and a second to adjourn and then closing prayer. Okay.
We want to know, do our spouse need to go to Telemina Drive?
Well, we didn't discuss that part, but I guess if that's your part and half of you or whatever else, and we included them as well on the Branson trip, I don't have no problem with it. We just need to get a total. Well, if the spouse goes on the football game, I correct my language here. If they attend or go to the OU game, they are responsible for their own fee. We cannot pay for anyone else other than if they're a member of the community. So if your spouse wants to go, and it has to be your spouse, if they want to go, then you'll have to pay the $80 and they'll be responsible for their own meal, unless you want to share your sandwich with them or something. So, yeah. If they're a member, then the community will pay for it. And I want to advise everyone to please update, even though that's, we use those for address purposes and whatever else. And it could be that you may have moved out of the boundaries or whatever else, and we need to know that. You know, if Bush had done moved to Oklahoma City and he ain't told no one, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, we need an updated address on you, please. So bring in a copy of a utility bill with your current address on it or whatever else, and fill out the application and we'll get you updated. Okay. So we need a motion and a second to adjourn. Okay, and second by Joyce to adjourn. All in favor of the motion, please signify by the raising of your hand. Opposed, like sign. Meeting adjourned at 7:40. And Sister Rosie, would you give us the closing word of prayer? And we're out of here. Come by and get your candy, and we're on the road. For the meetings that you allowed us to attend, and thank you for all the meetings that were held, decent and in order, and
blessing us to be, and come back, and as we leave this place tonight, and help from your presence, we thank you to go with us, and let us find everything well done when we get home, let it be as it was when we left it. And take care of us up and down the highway, so I got to bring us back to this place at the appointed time, and to make us see.
Amen. Okay, don't forget to come up and get your candy. Again, thanks for everyone for coming out.